that we have run out of time. I don't know if we want, it's a part of the discussion. Okay, so let me introduce a best friend who will moderate this discussion.
But go ahead, please, if they have a particular question to Katinka, go ahead.
And I think it can generate discussion, so
it can be excellent, excellent. Please go ahead. Sorry, just one second. Can we put please the RT on? Just so that she can see us and we can see her.
I can hear you very well.
You can hear us? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Please go ahead.
Yes. So certainly I can understand the desire to leapfrog HFC into low GWP refrigerants. However, I hear two pieces of information that are conflicting with each other, in my view at least. On one hand, I hear that the refrigeration systems on board are leaking, and they are highly emissive. I think I've seen in one of the charts earlier, up to 40% of the charge is emitted annually, right? And I hear about poor maintenance practices, such as not fixing the leak, just topping off and so on. And then at the same time, I hear a lot of enthusiasm about putting hydrocarbons and ammonia on board ships in confined environments where an explosion could be catastrophic and with nowhere to go, evacuation very restricted. So can you help me reconcile those two conflicting pieces of information?
Yes, that's quite an issue. You are right. Unfortunately, UNIDO is not the only one who couldn't find so far the ideal solution for this. That's why in our two pilot projects we target first not fishing vessels but inland facilities related to the fishing industry, and then fishing vessels would come at a later stage. We are well aware of the safety risks related to natural refrigerants, and that's why we emphasize every time the importance of safety standards, regulations, and also the training and the certification of technicians. And we are also open to discussions with academia, universities, when it comes to new alternatives. Actually, we have got feedback from prominent technology providers in regard to the use of HFOs in the fishing vessels, which are in cascade with CO2. And this would mean very low flammability and safe. It would mean a safe solution. But as far as I know, this initiative is very much in its early stage. So, but this is hopefully the future.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think it's a great start for the discussion, because I think Professor Walid has something to say, but I was going to refer also to the part of his presentation about the technology that needs to be developed. So please.
No, I was going to say, of course we do have issues right now. Of course we have, we still do not have all the puzzle fixed. However, seeing the end of the tunnel does not mean that we do not have to do anything. All these have to be solved. Is the recommendation to move right now? No. We cannot do it right now with all the regulations that we have. Legally we cannot do it right now. Not only technically. But I'm sure this is the only solution eventually that we're going to get. Not only in my view, in the view of the whole world. I mean, look at what's going on here in Europe, for example. HFCs have been, phased down. Not out, phased down. Of course, in different sectors and so on. So it's coming to us. It may come in 10, 15 years. We have to be prepared for that. We need technology. We need to advance with this.
Thanks, Walid. I was going to ask Arti maybe if she can help us because in your slides, RT, you showed that most of the vessels now are having ammonia. Do you have any information about any incidents or any particular risk in that concern?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bassam, and good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to clarify on the question raised with respect to the retrofitting. Under the multilateral fund mechanism, there's a strong message from the multilateral fund secretariat that we are, as implementing agencies to the Montreal Protocol, we are not to encourage the retrofitting of existing systems, primarily driven by the safety concerns of moving, for example, from a HCFC base to a hydrocarbon base. So we are very careful when we work with countries. If the country decides to retrofit to a hydrocarbon system, then we advise the country on the consequences and possible risks associated with that. So therefore, in line with my colleague from UNIDO, the emphasis on new technology, but also on new systems rather than retrofitting existing systems to the natural refrigerant. In terms of the statement of new vessels, from where I work in the Pacific, many of the vessels are not owned by developing countries. The owners are often from the more developed countries, but with the state flag of a developing country. And so this is where the challenge comes, because you have the flag state responsibility under international law, but the owner is that of a more developed country. And so that unraveling on who is ultimately responsible for the vessel and whether the vessel has to be, or cannot be changed in many cases, but how do you move from a non-HCFC technology are discussions that are still undertaken with the Pacific region on flag state responsibilities for these vessels that have complex ownership. As you see in the slide I have, I think it's number 11, where you have going back to the old, where we are back on the new vessels for the refrigerated systems being ammonia, but you still have a very large inventory that are HCFC based, and of which we, as I said, as UNEP, we are working with the member states in the developing country to bring the awareness, but still we do not have any strong support mechanism of what we can do to help these countries into moving to a non-HCFC fleet. This is still a work in progress on how we can best support the developing countries of our region. And I'm talking about those vessels that are
the issue and the security issue and environmental issue also equally. So we have, so the answer is, so yes, we have the same quality of the verification procedure in the field of the safety and environmental. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry we're running out of time. I would like to thank you for your presence here, for the good questions being raised, and I pass it on to Valia to close it off.
Thank you. So it was really a fruitful discussion here, and many things, I think many things was raised and should be brought up to the society. I think my two friends here will help me to organize some things in the next CRC. So I would like to thank you all for being here. I want to thank specifically my friend Mr. Bassam who moderated this discussion. And for, I don't know, Bassam, have you been introduced? Because I wasn't here before lunch, so I want to introduce him a little bit. He's a full member of ASRE. He's the sub-region chair of Europe, and he's a consultant in environment and regulation. So, thank you, Bassam. Thank you all for the discussion, and we will proceed to the next presentation. Thank you.
Thanks.